What's one thing that your audience maybe does not know about you? I mean, you're pretty authentic and very transparent. But what's one thing? Maybe it could be a quirk or something that you can do a trick, or I don't know.
I don't really like spiders.
Okay. So if a spider comes around.
I was just in Hawaii like last weekend, and I saw like the biggest spiders walking this trail. It was like right by my face, and I was like, yeah, I don't really like those. Yeah.
Wait, what did you do? You didn't kill it? You just...
No, I didn't kill it, but I just don't like the idea of like spiders crawling on me in bed or something.
I don't think anyone does. That would be a weird fetish.
Yeah. So.
Hey everybody, it's Charles, and I'm here with the new pal, Lewis, and he is the author of this new book, it's The School of Greatness, and also the creator of School of Greatness podcast with over 8 million downloads.
Yes.
I am super excited to talk to you about your inspiration and what drives you, and what was your inspiration behind this book?
Thank you.
But before we start, I want to give my audience a little bit of a background of where you started from. You're an ex-professional football player, right?
That's right.
And how did you go from that to being like one of the top business coaches and starting your book and the podcast? Tell us a little.
I mean, my dream as a kid was to be a professional athlete, and I played arena football. But quickly that ended because I got injured, so I had to have a surgery. I was in a cast for 6 months and lived on my sister's couch for about 1.5 years. Wow. During that time, I was just going through a lot of transition. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. I didn't have a backup plan.
Okay.
But I started to connect with some different mentors and people that I was inspired by who were in business and inspired me to start my own thing. Through trial and error and really making a ton of mistakes, started to get some expertise and some knowledge around a couple different topics, including LinkedIn, and started teaching people what I knew. A lot of people came to me and said, hey, can you help me out with my LinkedIn profile, my page? Can you help me get a job? So I started out originally on LinkedIn, and then that just evolved and grew to just online business in general, which I ended up selling a company and starting the School of Greatness.
Okay, so tell me about the School of Greatness. What was the inspiration behind that? Why did you start it?
You know, I moved to LA for a girl that didn't work out. The day I moved, she broke up with me from New York City to LA.
Wow.
And
wait, you were from New York?
I lived in New York for a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I'm from Ohio, though, yeah.
I'm now living in New York.
All right, cool. Yeah, there you go. So I moved here, and for the next 6 to 8 months, it was kind of like up and down. I didn't know what I was doing. I just sold a company. We were breaking up, and I was like, should I stay in LA? Should I go back to New York? But while being here, I'm stuck in traffic all day long, driving places. Going 1 mile takes 20 minutes.
Yes.
And I realized that a lot of people were stuck in traffic. My friends were doing podcasts saying that it was a great way to build their email list, their brand, their business. They were getting a lot of traffic and leads that way.
Okay.
I was like, I think I could do a podcast. If these guys can do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
And so, people were like, why don't you do a business podcast? Because you're really good at that. It wasn't the main thing I wanted to do. I wanted to interview people who are successful in business, but also from all walks of life. Okay. So I said, I want to teach people what it means to be great, because I want to learn that for myself right now, because I was kind of going through transition. And that's how the School of Greatness was born.
Wow. And so how is the book different from the podcast? Because I watch a podcast. You guys got to check it out. We'll leave a link below. Amazing, amazing interviews.
Thank you.
So tell me about this book right here. So School of Greatness.
Yep, School of Greatness, the book. The podcast, I have the pleasure of interviewing some of the most inspiring people in the world. And I realized that there are so many different lessons that come from all of these.
Yes.
And people also give some pointers and tips and exercises, but I wanted to give it all in one place. What the common themes were from all the people I've interviewed, the common principles of greatness. And it boiled down to 8 principles that I discovered from all of those experiences, plus my own life experience playing sports at a high level, building a business. What were the things that made the difference for me? Okay. So it boiled it down to 8 principles, sharing inspiring stories from people I've had on the podcast, and also stories from my life that people aren't aware of. Wow. At the end of each chapter, I give exercises on how to enhance that principle in your life.
I love that. That's really important.
Yeah.
If you just share inspiration, people get inspired, but it's now taking it into action, right?
That's what it's all about.
Getting them out into the world and actually doing what they love and what they're passionate about.
That's what it's all about.
That's amazing. So what is one quote that you read recently that really inspired you, that really stuck with you?
A quote?
Or maybe a motto that you live by daily?
Yeah, I think people don't care about how much you know until they know about how much you care. I can't remember.
Repeat that again.
Yeah, people don't know. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
I love that. So
I can't remember who said that, but it's a powerful message that stood with me. One, because I never felt like I was very smart in school.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, this is perfect because I don't know that much. But as long as they know how much I care about them and about their mission and the message and the world and things like that, people care more about that, your heart, than how much you know in your mind.
Totally, and I think it comes back to, you know, the Buddhist philosophy that just having like a beginner's mind.
Yeah,
with everything you go into. Don't try to think like you know everything.
Exactly.
So you can, you know, be a sponge and just learn everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you take care of yourself because you look very fit, right?
Thank you.
So what's in your morning smoothie?
Morning
Give us
smoothie.
Exclusive.
I mean, it's pretty simple. I don't like too much.
Okay.
I only eat apples and bananas as fruit, so I don't have like berries.
Only apples and bananas?
I know. I'm I'm a very picky eater actually. So I try to put some type of green in there, whether it's kale or some type of you know, green powder that I have. I throw that in there. I do almond butter, almond milk, some ice cubes. I do a plant-based protein powder.
Okay. Are you plant-based or what?
No, you're
a flexitarian, right?
Yeah, I'm a good food eater.
Okay.
Then I'll put some maca powder, some cacao nibs or some cacao powder.
Superfoods right here.
I like to put. I haven't done this in a while, but I like to put in coconut, like little flakes or slivers, like little coconut, just for some texture. And I think that's pretty much it. There might be one.
So getting deeper now, what do you think your purpose is?
You know, I think it depends on the stage in life we're at, but right now my purpose is to inspire people and show them how to make a full-time living doing what they love. At least that's my current mission.
Okay.
But my purpose is also to live the best life that I can possibly live. And that means constantly evaluating if what I'm doing is serving me first, if I'm chasing my dreams, if I'm staying healthy, if I'm doing the things that fulfill me every day. Because if it doesn't fulfill me, then it's hard to inspire other people to do things that fulfill them. So for me, the purpose is to live the best life I can live for myself and show other people how to do the same.
Okay, so before we end this interview, one principle, just give us one principle out of the 8 you said, right?
Yes. One principle is, the final principle, I think is the most important, is living a life of service. So
I love that.
I think in order to be great, we've got to constantly be thinking, how can I be service? So how can I
bring value to other people?
Yeah, and it's not just like a sometime thing, it's how can I think about it as like everything I do is being service, whether that's smiling at someone down the street, whether that's opening the door, whether that's, you know, making a contribution to a charity, whatever it may be, giving your time, your talent away, but thinking of ways to be service in your daily life, in your business, relationship.
Well, so Louis, when is your book out and where is it available?
Yeah, October 27th. You can go into Barnes & Noble. It'll be right there front and center that first week. Also, greatnessbook.com, or you can just go on Amazon and grab a copy there. Yeah, it's ebooks, it's everything.
Awesome. So check it out, you guys, and thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Charles. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you.